Today on my masterclass, I'm not going to be going business, I'm going to be going political. Now, I saw on Twitter today when I got up, like there was a kind of lynch mob against a guy called Pastor Poju. And, it was about politics. And there seems to be a great to-do in Nigeria about a Muslim ticket. And, the thing about it is that a lot of these people who are against the Muslim ticket, if you check their profiles, they've been trending something about the separation of church and state. Now, how can you push for the separation of church and state and still say, okay, you're against the Muslim ticket because it's not balanced? That means you don't understand the separation of church and state. Now, don't let the term church in that phrase fool you. The term church, it refers to religion. So when they say separation of church and state, it means Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Taoism, Sikhism, whatever, Hinduism, whatever religion. So that's what it means. Now, if you want to look at these things from a scriptural point of view, it's you as humans us as humans that are so centered around religion. God doesn't see religion like that. There's no religion in heaven. The only religion in heaven is love. And you see that in Isaiah 45 verse 1. God called Cyrus my anointed. Or some other translation says the word my servant. Cyrus wasn't a Jew. He wasn't a believer. He wasn't a Christian. He had his own religion. He was of the religion of the Persians and the Medes. But God called him, Isaiah 45 verse 1, my anointed. Some other translations is my servant. If you go to Isaiah 44 verse 28, God called him my shepherd. Look at that word, my shepherd. So we need to see that a ticket that is balanced is a ticket where you have credible people. Let's focus on credibility, not religiosity. We focus on credibility. The reason why why I'm against Bola Tinubu is not because he's a Muslim or because he's buying a Muslim ticket. No, it's because Bola Tinubu has credibility issues which are already beginning to come out, and which more of it is going to come out. I'm aware of them, in due time we're going to bring them out. But it has nothing to do with him being a Muslim. I've traveled around the Muslim world. I've read the Quran. I'm quite conversant with the Hadith. The difference between Christianity and Islam is just, it's not that much. Now, I will never be a Muslim. I choose to follow Christ. But if you're going to ask me, some people have asked me, are Muslims going to go to heaven? It's not my job as a human being to determine who's going to go to heaven or hell. And that is God's prerogative. My own task as a human being here is to fulfill the divine law that Christ taught us. Love your neighbor as yourself. And then Paul said it there that even those who are not believers, if they do by very nature the things that the law, which is love your neighbor as yourself, says, then they have become a law unto themselves. It's there in scripture. So let's not start getting carried away by Muslim ticket, Muslim. No, that is a hypocrisy when you're talking about separation of church and state. We have to be looking at the credibility of the people involved. Are they credible? Are they going to be good leaders? So by the time you say, okay, you don't want that kind of ticket, you're not going to consider it, of which is going to favor my party. But when you say that, what you're doing is that you are cutting away half of the people who are eligible to be vice presidents. Now, my name is Ronald Mokri. If you've watched this, I encourage you to think about what I said, check the scriptures that I mentioned, and then have a rethink of this issue. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.
But Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is